Cheers, Guzzlers. We're cooking in paper tonight. Literally. Well, I was just about to say the whole meal is going to be cooked in paper. By me in paper. But that's not strictly true. Because part of it's going to be cooked in a pan. But the main bit is going to be cooked in paper. We're going to cook sea bass. This is an Asian styled dish. Diana Henry, I think it is again. Sea bass en papillote with a ginger, soy and a Shaoxing or Shaoxing or whatever wine. This is a mojito. Bloody wife keeps buying so much bloody crap for the freezer. Well, it's not crap, but she buys so much for the freezer. We've run out of ice and we haven't got any room to make any more. So I'm being a bit economical with the ice. This is a homemade mojito. She did cheat and buy some mojito mix. I've made this from scratch. Might have tried a mojito mix. But anyway, tonight, sea bass cooked in paper. Right, so the first thing is I'm going to take a couple of carrots and we're going to top and tail them and peel them. And we're going to take a couple of leeks. Cut off most of the green bit because the green bit, oh, I think we're sharpening that bastard. Green bits can be a bit bitter. Get in there. I'm just going to peel the outer bits of the leek. So for once, this is going to need to wash this leek. A bit dirty. Let's give that a bit of a wash. I ain't got any info to tell you. Nothing to tell you about cooking in paper. Probably the stuff I could tell you, but to be honest, I've been working today. Plus I thought I got COVID again. Apparently I haven't. I do feel a bit rough. So I couldn't be bothered to go and research anything. So instead, you're going to get just the bare bones in paper. Except there better not be any bones in it because it's a sea bass fillet. Yeah. Oh, I've got something to tell you about Jamie Oliver in a minute. So, I'm just going to peel these carrots and then get rid of all these scraps and then we'll get preparing this bit. Now, obviously you're going to want sea bass fillets. You're going to want some greaseproof paper because we're doing it in paper. You're going to want some Shaoxing wine because we're doing it with that. Soy sauce because we're doing it with that, like I told you. You're going to need some fresh ginger. Now I've actually gone and got the boss to buy some more ginger because my ginger is all frozen, and although that's great for grating, it don't like it when you defrost it and you want to do other things with it. So we've got some fresh ginger here. I've got a little bit of butter, about 10 grams, 20 grams or so. I've got some walnut oil, I've got some toasted sesame oil, I've got some garlic, I've got some shiitake mushrooms. I've got some brown sugar. You can use white if you ain't got any brown sugar, soft brown sugar. And then apart from a bit of salt and pepper, that's all you're going to need. Okay, you want your oven on 180 fan. You'll want a baking tray with a bit of lip on it, just in case the sauce leaks out of the parcel you're going to make. And you'll want to prepare. Now, this is where she goes a bit funny, because she says, cut out 4 squares, 38 by 40. That's not a fucking square, that's a rectangle. Oh yeah, I have. I just folded it in half and then cut it, rather than cutting 4 squares and then putting 2 together. So you're basically making for 2 people here. So I've got 2 here, double layered, 38 by 40-ish. Okay. And I've got a saucepan to do a little bit of cooking, but I'm just going to put that all over there. Like I say, I'm going to clean that up and then we'll get chopping. So that's me carrots and me leeks sort of cut in half a bit. Before we start chopping, I thought actually what I might do, let's get rid of all the peelings and everything. So I'm just going to peel this chunk of ginger, because we're going to be adding. That's a bit brown, that bit in there. So good. We're going to be adding 2 lots of ginger. Okay, we're going to add 1 lot, which is sort of in with the veg, because basically there'll be veg in this. Well, you've got your carrots and your leeks and ginger, but there will also be some more ginger added in the sauce, if you like. And all of this will then go, once we sort of lightly cook the old veg off, all of this will go into the paper bag we're going to make. Woo! Origami for kids. Well, don't have to be kids, does it? I also will want some garlic, so I'm going to get a couple of cloves of garlic and I'm going to get them peeled. And then, essentially, apart from chopping up the mushrooms and chopping them up, we will be good to go. So, that's green, that garlic. A bit old, this bit of garlic. And a bit soft, and it's going on the floor. Don't tell why. They haven't cleaned the other day. Right, I'm going to get my garlic peeled. And then I'm going to tell about Jamie. He's obviously a fan of me. And you'll find out why in a minute. Right, so I'm going to take your carrots. And what we want to do here is julienne them. So cut them into matchsticks, basically. We're going to do the same with the leeks. Now, this is essentially served in the paper. In a way, with nothing else. Okay, so bit of carrot, wrong shape. It's going to be just served in the bag with the veg, so it's not a overly complicated dish. It don't take that long to cook. It's about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, she talks about using one, what's named fillet each. And it's like, well, when you see the size of these bloody fillets, it's small. So I think we bought 4 here. I think it comes as a 4-pack. Yeah, 4. So we're going to do 2 each. Okay. And each person's is cooked in their own parcel. Hence the 2 parcels. There will be 2 parcels. Oh, I'll tell you about Jamie Oliver, wouldn't I? And now, he obviously follows my channel, Guzzling Gourmet. And by the way, wouldn't hurt for you to go and like it. Not only like it, but subscribe. Don't normally say things like that. Any channel you watch, they always go at some point in the middle of it, don't they? By the way, push the little bell to get a ding whenever I update. Make sure you like it, make sure you subscribe, that sort of stuff. Don't really say that. But there you go. Anyway, he's obviously liked it. He's obviously come across my site and he likes it. He's obviously bowing to my superiority. Because one thing I've always said about Jamie, and you'll know this, I could test you now. What have I always said about Jamie and his cooking? Tell you what, I'm going to finish cutting that carrot. You can think about that, and then you can tell me the answer. Well, you can't really, can you? You can tell me in the comments if you do something like, because I've already told you. Right, so that's my carrots done. I've done half my leeks. I did end up thinking I better cut them leeks a bit smaller, so I did. So they're a bit smaller than the carrots. Now, Jamie, I've always said that he's always sitting there, get his hands in a minute. He'll go like, right, now toss it all together. It's like olive oil all over it. Always have a crap. And then, like a lot of other cooks, but particularly Jamie, and let's pick up the pan. Get it all over the handle. Let's pick me on the fucking all over the fucking. And it's like, and sometimes he's doing it with like chicken and things like that, and you're thinking, it's bad enough for getting bloody. Oh, it's one thing that gets me. It's like you get it, royal onion. And then, but you're sometimes doing it with raw meat, and then you'll pass it over everything. Not good, not good. And I've always made that comment about doing a Jamie, and that's why sometimes if it's like that, I put gloves on. And then he obviously, like I say, has been following Guzzling Gourmet, and he's noted my comments. Right, I'll take one of the bits of ginger, and I'm now going to julienne that as well. She says about 2 centimetres. I've probably got a bit more, 2 centimetres, but who cares? So anyway, he's obviously been following along, probably trying to get some ideas. But because the other night we were watching his new programme. He's obviously got a new book coming out. It'll be about book number 20. And he's doing a whole programme about air fry meals. And going on about wonderful there because about 50% of the population have got an air fryer. Thinking about buying one myself, but I don't know yet. But we've been watching that and seeing some of the things he's done. Oh no, I'll chop that one in a minute. And then the final thing I'm doing, I'll take that garlic and we want to mince that all up fine. Now you could put it through the garlic crusher, but to be honest there ain't that much garlic there, so I'm not going to buy it. Anyway, he sits there and he goes, does his usual. Oops, tried to cut the fingernail off him. And he gets his hands in it, and you think, yeah, there we go, good old Jamie. And he goes, right, I'm just going to wash my hands before I do the next bit. And he goes over to the sink, you even get camera shot, washing his hands. And then he comes back and he'll say, right, now we're doing this, that and the other, blah, 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 blah. Let's get that all mixed in there, chuck a bit of all in there. Does slip up sometimes. But it gets it all in there. Right, before we do the next bit, I just wash my hands. A number of times he washed his hands in that show. Glad you listened, Jamie. I'm very impressed. Well done. Would like a credit though next time. You multi-millionaire bastard, you. I'm going to take about half of that butter and I'm going to put it in that pan. Now you could, if you want, melt your butter beforehand. But then I thought, well, why bother fanning around when I can melt it in here first? So we're just going to melt that down. I've moved my tray because I didn't want my paper catching fire. But we want to melt that down. I'm now trying that mojito mix. That definitely more limey. I mean, I used a whole lime in that. I didn't get a lot of juice out of it. I didn't add any more mint. I just used what was left in there. It is sweeter. Not you know, I was going to say unlikely. Weird. Not unpleasant or anything like that. It's just, you know, it is a little bit sweeter. But there you go. Right, now the idea, we want to melt this down to begin with. And I will be adding some of the walnut oil in a minute. But before I do that, I just realised I've got no bleeding room here. Let me move this over here. Don't fall all over the bleeding floor. We're going to take our square of paper. And remember, she talked about making 4 and then sticking 2 of them together. So all I did was I made it, you know, fold it in half. But what we're going to do is just take Don't splash all over you little git. We're just going to take some of that butter. Yeah, bloody hands. I'm doing a bleeding Jamie. I've got it in my bleeding hands. And I'll just put in some of that butter in the middle there. I don't know where I'm going to put the other one. I suppose I'll put it on top. I'll down, put it on. And this is just... You little shit. Splashing it, bleeding everywhere. Now we're going to be folding this up. So obviously we only want the middle there. Okay, and I'm just going to lay that on top of that other one. So that's them done. Now I'm going to take about half a tablespoon of that walnut oil, and we're down, and I don't need that brush anymore. We're now just going to warm that up, and then I'm going to want my veg back, because we're going to start pre-cooking the veg. Now the fish gets cooked in the parcel, but we do cook the veg and the mushrooms beforehand to make sure it's cooked. So I think that's there. So the first thing we're going to chuck in there is the carrot. Oi, don't you dare burn me, you little shite. And we're going to cook that until it's starting to soften. You don't want it fully softened, because we're then going to be chucking in the leek and that to cook that. So we're just going to cook it a bit. Get that bit of carrot out of there. He says trying to stab, there you go. See? Skill! Skill! Probably knocked his leek in there. So we're just going to toss that around gently in that oily buttery mix. Now she says use groundnut oil. I'm using walnut oil to give that extra little special aroma or whatever. So, like I say, we're just going to cook that until it's softened. So I've still got to slice that other bit of ginger, and I've still got to slice my shiitake mushrooms. You want about 160 grams of that. I've got 2 packs, there's probably about 200 grams, but who cares? I like my mushroom. So they've had about 5 minutes. So I'm now just going to chuck them leeks in there. Leeks, the ginger, and that garlic. I think that garlic is thrown out actually. I've bought some fresh garlic, but that garlic was getting a bit, well, I don't know, don't look like. So I've already julienned that last of that ginger, which is going to go in the sauce. So we've still got about 5 grams or so of the butter. Okay, we're not going to want the walnut oil again. We're going to use sesame oil in the sauce. So all we're going to do for the moment is just we're going to cook this through till it's all got nice and cooked and soft, and then you're going to chuck it in a bowl. And then you're going to keep that pan, because in the meantime we're going to take our shiitake mushrooms, and we just want to slice these up. Obviously, just bear in mind they might want a bit of cleaning. Okay. Did I mention I'm on that mixer thing that the wife bought? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Because I said about it, the sugar on it, you know. I won't bore you about going on it back again. The heater comes from Cuba. Been to Cuba. Nice enough. Not sure I'd want to go back again. Wife wants to go back again. Oops. I think if I went again, I'd stay in Havana and just stay in Havana. We sort of did a split. We did Havana, and then we went some sort of beach resort. What I have to say, the hotel was alright. apart from the dining area, which was a bit well shot in terms of totally inadequate for the size of the hotel. And then it was a matter of you getting down there, fighting for somewhere to sit, because it was a bit of a free fall at that point. From what I remember our evenings were about, I can't really remember, to be honest. But I have to say, the resort we went to was complete and utter shite. This was a virgin holiday. We've done that before. You know, this has got nothing to do with this dish. I'm just telling you because I'm drinking macaroni. We booked this thing through Virgin. We've had some excellent holidays through Virgin. Mainly Virgin Atlantic, I have to say. But this was diabolical. And in typical, as we've now found out, Virgin style, they don't give a shit. You can complain, they don't even bother getting back to you, they don't give a shit. So they might have well spoiled it for the future, but anyway, never mind. So that's where the mojitos come from. Whoops, let's give that a bit of a stir. So like I say, we're going to cook that until they're all nicely soft. Have my nice clean hob until they're nice and softened, and then don't you dare fall over, you little bugger. And then we're going to tip that out into a bowl, and that's when we're then going to cook our mushrooms. So I'm going to tip this bit out into there, and I just realised when I said to you earlier you don't need that oil anymore. We do. Alright, I'm just going to put that over. Oh, put this up, let's use a metal bowl for you. We're going to use about another half a tablespoon of that oil, and that is the last of that oil. And then we're also going to use the rest of that butter, in that goes. We're going to melt that together, and then we want to cook the mushrooms. Now, mushrooms generally, made myself one more of these, better make it than last. I've got a bottle of wine to finish off there. Well, not quite a bottle, started last night. A bit of lemon, lime, mint. Right, yeah, these can chuck out a lot of water. So we want to do these on quite a high heat, and you want to make sure that any moisture that does come out of it all gets evaporated. So we just toss that in that butter and oil mix, and then, like I say, we want to saute these, and then just to reduce, thinking of you when you're washing up, this suggests that you more or less use another pan to make the sauce in, but I'm going to chuck these in with that. The only thing we've got to just be careful of, actually perhaps I might actually, should I chuck it in there with that? Unfortunately I've picked a bit of a small bowl, so I'm not sure I can mix it all well together. I might get another sauce for that to make me sauce. There's not a lot of sauce, okay. My oven's been on ages now. Like I say, we want that at 180 fan. Where's my drink gone? Oh dear me, I lost my drink. So I've got some brown sugar. Like I say, my Shaoxing wine. You can have dry sherry if you haven't got any of that. Toasted sesame oil, some soy sauce, and we definitely don't need that now. Right, that's them mushrooms cooked. Them over there. Like I say, I'm going to use another pan for this one. And now I want me toasted sesame seed oil. I want about 2.5 tablespoons of that. So 1, 2, whoops, almost 3. Never mind. Okay, I'm just going to heat that up. Don't need that anymore. And then when that's hot-ish, mushrooms are actually sticking on the bottom a little bit. You have to keep moving. I'm going to put the ginger in there, and we're going to cook the ginger for a couple of minutes. Come here, one little bit left. So we're just going to cook that through in that oil. And then you're just going to be wanting some sugar, your wine and your soy sauce. Yeah, and obviously fish fillets, but we won't actually, we're not cooking them, they're going in paper. Remember, we're cooking on papillote, or papillote, who cares, it's French, in paper. I think I might turn that a bit low. Let me just turn it up a little bit. And like I say, we want to just cook that ginger, get that ginger flavour out. A couple of minutes, and then we can get on with the other bits. Right, let's cook that ginger. So now I'm going to take half a teaspoon of brown sugar. I think I need some more brown sugar. Okay, in that goes. And then I want me rice wine vinegar. I want 2.5 tablespoons of that. Not the vinegar, sorry, my rice wine. 1, 2, and a bit. Like that, isn't it? And then I'll turn that heat down a bit now. And then my soy sauce, I want 2 teaspoons. Yeah, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. 1, 2. I'm using, I think that's dark soy sauce. Yeah. That can go in there. Just wipe that up. Let's move that out of the way. And I'm just going to let that heat through a little bit. And then we'll be ready to make our parcels. So I'm going to take, I still got half of that veg. And we're just going to put that in the middle there. Make a little bed of that. Oh, pardon me. And then I'll take some of them mushrooms. Now you could mix all this in together, like I said. It's up to you. But I realised, like I said, I didn't have a big enough bowl. So I'm going to put that bed of mushrooms on there. And then we're going to take our sea bass fillets. Now she says, like, obviously using 1. We're using 2. We're just going to add a little bit of seasoning. And then what I'll attempt to do is, she says start by folding up the long edges first, and then folding in, oh hang on, before we do any of that, we've had some Zors, haven't we? So this is where obviously you've got to be a little bit careful, because it's going to want to run everywhere. So you're going to use about half of that sauce in there. And then now I'm going to be folding this up as best you can. Now this is why you want a lipped baking tray, which I've left that conveniently over there. So I'm just going to move that paper over there. And we now turn that seam side down, so you've got the fish now on the bottom, the veg on top. Okay, you drink after that. And then you're going to put that in the oven for about 12 minutes or so. When we serve it, we are serving it in the paper. So remember, get the veg in there, in a little pile in the middle, and then the mushrooms in the middle. Thank you very much. And then the fish. Wash your hands. season. Add the sauce, much more seasoning. That one's probably got a little bit more sauce than the other one, but yeah. Correct. See, it's trying to escape already. So I think it might be with this one. I might try turning the sides in first, and then we'll wrap up that. This is going. I think this one's going to leak. Right. So there we go. That's now in that oven, and like I say, for at least 12 minutes. You can take it out and check it and make sure the fish is cooked. That's all you're interested in, make sure the fish is cooked. I've just consulted with a French expert, the boss, and apparently it's papillote. So let's have a look and see how our sea bass en papillote with ginger, soy and Shaoxing bombs. Should have asked her to say Shaoxing or Shaoxing wine, but she'd say that's not French. And I don't know it. I know French. That's it. So right, turn the oven off. It sounds like it's sizzling away. I bet it's all big. No, it ain't. Ooh, I'm very impressed. You hear that sizzling it? Now, you serve this. Let me turn you. Actually, I might have that one because that one is a bit. Well, it has leaked a little bit. Tell me why. By flipping it back over, it has leaked a little bit. Put that on there. And by opening up the parcel at the table, wife was wanting to eat this on her lap, but I think we might have to eat this on the table. Unless I suppose what I could do, you're meant to like serve it out of the paper, but I think we'll do it like that. Because she wants to be a heathen and sit on the settee watching some shite on telly. Just washing my hands, I don't do Jamie. So there you go, so we've turned it back out. The fish is on top, the veg is underneath. So let's just try some of them mushrooms. Oops, can't see me. Mushroom's a bit chilly. Chewy, sorry, chilli. There's no chilli there. A bit of the fish. Fish is cooked. I wouldn't say I get an awful lot of strong Asian flavours from it. The veg comes out quite soft, but I think that's partly caramelised, I think. You are getting that ginger through now, actually. You're getting the heat from the ginger. Pairs quite nicely with that red wine I've got there to finish off. I wouldn't say it's overly hits me as Chinese or Asian. Very, very nice. So sea bass en papillote. Cooked in paper or cooking paper. Ah, ah!